In this video, I'm gonna be revealing everything, all the outreaches that have actually landed me clients and exactly what I would do today to actually land clients. I'm gonna be going through step by step and actually closing clients on this very video and showing you exactly what I do step by step, a complete look over my shoulder. And after this video, you're going to have every little thing from the scripts, templates, and methods that I use to go out and get clients for yourself so you can start making 5 to 10K a month with copywriting. Okay, so let's not waste any time and go straight to the niche. So I'm gonna be picking a niche to actually outreach to in this video and show you exactly how, but it's important that we discuss niches and which niche is right for you. So I have a whole video on the best and worst niches that you can watch after this one, but long story short, you're going to want to focus on avoiding the bad niches to reach out to. And the reason why is because there's a whole group of niches that are overly corporate, meaning that everybody that works at that company works, for one, in-house, which means that they are hired, okay, and they are paid a yearly salary, and that means that they don't hire freelancers. Second of all is that they're overly corporate and everybody that works for them needs like a bachelor's degree in whatsoever, okay? So it doesn't really matter how good you are, they want to see a piece of paper saying that you went to school and did 2 years or 4 years or whatever. So needless to say, the biggest thing you want to avoid is those types of niches, but the best niches are the ones that actually pay a lot of money and they're run by individual entrepreneurs. The reason as to why is because if you're working for an individual entrepreneur, chances are that specific person doesn't have a degree themselves, so they don't really value degrees as much as the corporate side would. These are things like online consultants, coaches, course creators, and this sort of thing. And now, while you don't have to go with one of the niches that I just mentioned, your number one biggest indicator of a good niche is a proven one. So find some copywriters that are making money, ask them what niche that they are in, and basically you want to go for a niche that copywriters have already been profitable in, because then you know for a fact that there are copywriters making money with that niche rather than trying to make money in a whole completely new niche where you don't know if it's going to work or not. So the niche that I'm going to be targeting for the purpose of this video is the dropshipping coaching niche. Why is that? Well, first and foremost, just like I said, these are people who are individual entrepreneurs and not big corporations, so they're going to be a lot more likely to actually work with and hire freelancers. Second of all is that they usually charge pretty high prices, okay? So a dropshipping course might be a couple $100, but a dropshipping coach is going to be a couple $1,000. So this means by sending out just like one email and you get one sale, you're able to make a couple grand for your client off that one email. Or if you make them a sales page, then essentially they're going to be getting booked calls after booked calls after booked calls. And because you set up that sales page, they're going to be making thousands and thousands of dollars every single day. So not only do we have these great things working for us, but the thing with dropshipping coaches is they come with what's called double opportunity. This essentially means that you can work for them by getting them more clients into their coaching business, but also they're a dropshipper. They're making money with dropshipping as well. So now you're also able to make them money by doing the copy for their dropshipping and e-com business. This is things like writing product descriptions and making sales pages. And with this double opportunity, you can work with one client and just do tons and tons and tons of copywriting work for them and make a lot of money just from one person. And of course, you get 2 or 3 clients on top of that, and already you can see you're going to be making a lot of money. Now, again, when we actually go to outreaching to these clients, I will show you literal screenshots of me outreaching to clients in the past and how I've actually gotten them to pay me 3 to 4K a month. But of course, before outreach comes prospecting. Prospecting essentially means you finding people who are a good fit to actually work with. Now, I've done multiple videos on showing you how to prospect on Instagram, but in this video, I'm actually going to show you how to prospect on TikTok. And TikTok is absolutely goated for prospecting, and it is definitely a hidden gem because I don't see a lot of people in the copywriting space or even in the SMMA space talking about it. So I'm actually going to be hopping into my phone right now and showing you exactly how I would go about looking for clients. So it is extremely simple. It's the simplest thing in the world. All I did was type in dropshipping. And look, lo and behold, what comes up? A whole bunch of dropshipping creators, okay? These, like pretty much every single one of these dudes have a product, program, course, something, okay? So I'm gonna pick on the first one that I actually saw. I'm not actually gonna watch the video because that is irrelevant for me actually showing you how to do this. So here we see a TikToker, 1.4 million likes, 127 followers. So the first thing that we usually want to see is that they have an actual organic audience. Now, another great thing with TikTok is that Instagram is good for prospecting, but it's not the best because we all know that there's a whole bunch of fake followers and fake engagement on Instagram so that people can look like they're really doing something when they're realistically not really doing anything. But on TikTok, I haven't really seen any fake accounts. So as you can see here, his description says, join my free dropshipping course. So as you can see, he has a free dropshipping course. Now, there's one thing that I need to teach you guys about marketing and about sales real quick. So they have what's called a free lead magnet. This free lead magnet essentially is an exchange for your information. So this is exactly how they build an email list. And this is where you as a copywriter actually comes in. And again, this is the first guy that came up on the TikTok page. And as you can see, he's using copywriting to make a whole bunch of money. I'm going to show you how. So as you can see, we're actually going to click on his link here and see what's inside. So you get a free dropshipping course. All you have to do is put in your first name and your email. So once you actually give him this information, now you are added to what's called his email list. Now you as a copywriter can send all these people emails about dropshipping. Then you can warm them up, get them more familiar with your brand, teach them some things, and then you can start selling to them or giving them the option to sell. And then of course you're going to be making money every single month with copywriting. So like I said, what you're going to want to ideally look for when you're looking for a prospect is that they have an organic following. They also have a free lead magnet, just like this one has. And of course, once you join the free lead magnet or you put your information in, they are going to have what is called a product or a course or a program or whatever, okay? So whatever they're selling. Now that you know that they're selling something, they have an email list, they're using email marketing, they're already using copywriting, now it's time to actually go ahead and outreach to them. So you can outreach to them on TikTok. So here's what I would do. So yeah, you can outreach to them on TikTok, but the thing is with this dude's TikTok, you can see he has 127,000 followers. Okay, so that's a lot. He probably gets DM'd on TikTok all day long, every single day. So what I would do instead, all right, is go to his little link tree here, and I would actually click on Instagram. As you can see on Instagram, he only has 6,000 followers, okay? 6,000 followers on Instagram. So I would actually message him here because he's gonna be much more likely to reply because he gets less Instagram messages than he does TikTok messages. But if I'm following up or he doesn't answer, of course, I would hit his TikTok, I'd hit his Instagram DMs, I'd probably email him too. And guys, this is yet another reason as to why TikTok is so great for prospecting, because if you're looking for prospects on Instagram, this dude, I mean, he doesn't have much of an audience. He might get a couple hundred likes and a couple thousand followers. So you might come across him and be like, well, you know, he's not really popping, so I'm not even gonna bother outreaching to him. But you go and check out his TikTok and he has hundreds of thousands of people who are liking and following his stuff. So you're essentially going to follow exactly what I did with my phone and showing you how I actually got a whole bunch of prospects on TikTok. You're gonna follow that until you have a whole bunch of people, and then you're going to start outreaching to them. With what method? Where I'm actually gonna reveal some methods to you right now. And then again, I'm gonna show you exactly how they've worked for other copywriters and how they have worked for me and the exact messages I've sent to go ahead and actually get clients. So first and foremost, this is probably the most simple way to actually get clients for beginners that I always recommend, and it's called the bait and riz method. And essentially the bait and riz method works in 3 very simple steps. And the first step is an opener. Okay, now it's very important on Instagram to get that person to actually reply to your message rather than just reading it. And the reason why is because if they only read your message and they don't reply to the first message, then you are in what's called the request tab. And no matter how many times you actually go ahead and DM them, you're not gonna actually send them a notification. Whereas if they just reply to you once, now you're in what's called their primary tab. Now that you're in their primary tab, you message them and now they get a notification on their phone. And this is extremely important for follow-up and actually getting your clients to notice you. Okay, so openers, super important, but how do we actually do them? Well, first and foremost, there are 3 different types of openers that you can really go to. And the first and foremost is just a very natural opener, meaning you're replying to something on their story or you're just saying something casual. Now, the reason as to why you want to do this is because you look like somebody who's just consuming their product, and what you don't want to do is just send them, hey, I'm a copywriter, you want to work with me? The reason as to why is because first of all, they get that all the time from video editors, thumbnail designers, and everyone else. And 2 is that you just look thirsty. You just seem thirsty. Like if you go on Instagram and you're messaging a bunch of chicks like, hey, I'm super handsome and whatever, I want to date you, then of course they're going to be like, well, I don't even know you. What are you talking about? So this is essentially the same thing, okay? You want to send them a natural opener that's just easy to reply to, okay? And the thing is, you don't want them to just hit the like button. You want them to actually reply. So the best way to do this is to send them a simple yes or no question. So let's say, for example, they post their car. They're driving a McLaren 720S, like some business owners do. And you just message him saying, hey man, that's a crazy car. Is it yours? Now, all they have to do is say, yeah, and now boom, you're in their primary tab. And then of course we have opener number 2, which is a quick compliment plus a marinade. So when you compliment people, it's important not to sell them in the next message. So say, hey man, I really like your content. I love the last reel where you talked about saving time and money. And then they're gonna be like, thanks man, I really appreciate it. I love helping out other entrepreneurs. And you're gonna say, hey man, I'm a copywriter. Do you wanna work with me? And the reason as to why this is a terrible sequence is because you now look just as desperate as the first desperate example that I gave. So imagine you're hopping into a girl's DM, you compliment her, and then you ask her for a date the next message. I mean, you're just being weird. And the thing is that now the compliment has lost all of its meaning because they know that you're just complimenting them in order to get something from them. So they feel as though you're kind of scummy. So if you're gonna compliment somebody, you should let it marinate for at least 2 to 3 days. That means you message them, then you leave them alone, you go message some other prospects, then you come back to them 2 to 3 days later, and then you actually go for step 2, okay? So the third way to actually execute step 1 is called the inquiry. Now, this one essentially is going to make them mistake you for someone who's interested in purchasing their product. So for example, let's say you sign up to somebody's email list. You can just send them a message saying, hey, I got an email about your dropshipping program, and I wanted to know, is this like a 9-week dropshipping program or a 12-week dropshipping program, or when should I expect results? When should people expect results? The reason as to why this works, like I said, is that they're going to just assume, since you're asking an open-ended question about their product, that you're interested in buying, even though you're not actually making it seem like that. You're just asking an open-ended question. So of course, the reply rate on this is going to be sky high. If they see this message, 9 times out of 10, they are going to reply. And again, that's all you need is a reply to get to the step 2. And then step 2, of course, is to ask them about their sales funnel or their marketing or their copywriting or emails or anything, okay? Essentially, you want to ask them if they have an email list or how their email list is going, or if they've been profitable with their email list. Now, they're going to kind of get the idea that you might be a digital marketer or a copywriter, and you could just ask them very simple yes or no questions before you hit them with step 3. And then, of course, step 3 is to show them how you can make them more money and reveal your true intentions and ask them if they'd be interested in learning more. Again, I'm going to give you example after example of exactly how I've done this before in the past and how students are doing it. But this is, again, the most simple way to actually go about getting on sales calls, because it doesn't really take much skill. You don't have to get on camera, and you don't really have to work that hard. I mean, you could message this to however many people you want a day, really 20, 30, 40, 50, however many. And now, of course, outreach method number 2 is the Loom video. And this one is an absolute banger, okay? So step 1 is you just send them an opener, a lot like the last one. And then step 2 is that instead of just asking them if they'd like to learn more, you actually send them what's called a Loom video. And Loom is a software where you can essentially screen record and record a video of yourself speaking and talking and showing people some things, okay? Now, all you need to do in this Loom video essentially is to either critique what they're doing or show them how you've been able to make money in the past for other clients and how you can do the same with their product. And then, of course, the last step is to give them a call to action at the end of your Loom video to talk with them more or book a call. And again, here's a little bonus tip. It helps a lot if you give them a small risk reversal. So at the end of your video, you can say something like, so I really do believe that this would work for you, so much so that I'm willing to actually do a couple of weeks for free or for, just a couple $100 if you'd be interested, so that I could prove to you it works before we can start working together long term. Now, this is just a small risk reversal that is going to get them much more likely to actually hop on a call with you, because if you're messaging them all this value and sending them a whole video with a whole bunch of value in it, they are going to feel like you're going to want something back from them, okay? They feel like it's coming up. So if you give them a small risk reversal of, hey, again, I'm not looking to just slap you with a $2,000 retainer out of nowhere. We can just start something small and then go go from there, then they're going to be much more likely to actually want to hop on a call with you. And guys, if you're looking for what a Loom video should actually consist of, I have actual examples and step-by-step Loom video guides and scripts and the free copy starter kit that you can get down below in the link in the description. And next of all is my final and most favorite outreach method of all that's actually been responsible for me getting the majority of my clients, which is the video intro DM method. Now, again, just like the other ones, step one is that you want to give them an opener. And then step two, which is right after the opener, you want to send them a video of yourself. This is a very, very simple 60-second video that you can take just holding out your hands and taking a video of yourself with your front camera. All you need to do is introduce who you are and what you do. And then at the end, you can ask them if they'd rather hop on a call, or maybe if they want another Loom video showing them more examples of what you do, what you've done, or how you can actually help them make more money. Now, again, this is another really, really simple way to actually go ahead and get clients. But the reason as to why it works so well is, first of all, you're actually getting on camera. So they're confident that you're not just some bot that's messaging them or a spam bot or anything like that. Second of all is that they actually see the effort, and effort is a universal language. So even if they're not ready or willing to hire a copywriter right now, they'll see that you're a hard worker, and most of the time that's more than enough to actually convince people that they would like to work with you. Okay, so now you know 3 outreach methods that you can start doing today. But as you may know, the money really is in the follow-up. So I'm going to give you a very, very quick couple pointers on how to actually follow up with prospects if they either ghost you or they just say no. Okay, so if they ghost you, you're going to want to hit them up about 2 to 3 days later, okay? Not just like 20 minutes later, because they could have just not seen the message quite yet, but you want to hit them up a couple days later, and all you really want to do is just send them a different type of outreach, okay? So you don't want to just hit them up like, hey, did you see my last message? Because that gets annoying. What you want to do is give them value again and just come from another angle. This makes their chances of actually replying as high as humanly possible. Okay, so now, like I said, I'm going to actually show you here exactly what people are saying and how they're closing clients currently. So I have some DMs here, and then as you can see at the bottom, I have some DMs that are actually from myself and how I've gotten clients. So let's see what the copywriters are saying, because here are some ones that they've sent in to me. So I'm going to give them kind of a little bit of critique and pointers that you guys can get value from as well. So as you can see, he sent a quick little compliment here. Would you be against, and then he says, would you be against having a quick chat to see how we could expand on this idea? Now, the reason as to why he worded it like this and why this is actually a really, really good call to action on the call is because he's not saying, hey, would you like to hop on a call with me so we can talk about copywriting? Or, hey, I'm really sure that this could work for you. I could definitely make you a lot of money. Let's hop on a call. The reason is because those are too salesy, first of all, and how he's asking it is really 4D. So as you can see, would you be against having a quick chat? The reason as to why this is more effective than would you like to have a quick chat, because maybe they wouldn't have a quick chat, but they wouldn't necessarily be against it, okay? So this is a small change in words that actually will increase your conversion rate to the call 9 times out of 10. Then as you can see here, he says, I would chat, but I'm not buying anything. And that's all right. See, if you're looking for your first copywriting client, you're not trying to, close them on the call or get them to pay you $2,000 right on the call right away. You want to show them that you could actually get them results first. And most clients are going to be highly skeptical when it actually comes time to getting on the call. So he says, that's fine, man. We could just expand on how you can make more money and get your 90-day transformation. And then he sends him a Calendly. Feel free to leave your credit card at home. So again, he's saying, you don't have to buy anything. Let's just hop on a call and see exactly what we can do for you. Okay. So now he's actually on the call. And, that's what outreach is really for, right? Outreach is going to get you on the call. Whether you actually start working with that client or not, or getting the money from them or not, has to do with your sales call and your copywriting actual abilities. So here's a different example. We see, so he just comes with the opener, someday I'll start boxing again as it's crucial for me. And then the client says, agreed. And then again, the copywriter says, how's it going? Hope not too much pressure, but because that's what most entrepreneurs suffer from. And then the client says, nope, no worries about that. So then the copywriter says, hey bro, do you have a newsletter? And then the client says, actually, I'm working on building one. Okay. So this leaves you for a very easy reply and a very easy way to actually get your foot in the door. As you can see, he's literally working on building an email list. And this guy probably is not an email list expert, the client or the prospect. So A very, very easy reply is, well, no worries. I've actually built email lists for this guy, and this guy. If you need a hand or if you want to get on a call and talk about exactly how you can build the most profitable email list for you, then click here and we can get on a chat. Super, super easy, right? So as you can see, again, there's tons and tons and tons of opportunity out here. And obviously you're not going to get clients in your first 5 outreaches or 3 outreaches in. You're going to have to outreach day after day after day, but the opportunities are out here. So next up, he says, can I ask why you're not going for an email marketer? Do you have someone on your team already? And then the client says, I could have everything set up tomorrow if I wanted to. I'm just not into that as of now. I've got the scripts ready to go, so I don't need an email marketer. So the reason why I show this example is so that I can actually give you guys a lesson. And let me give you an actual analogy that I got from my mentor, okay? And it goes like this. You are never going to sell a burger to a vegan. It doesn't matter how good your burger is. It doesn't matter if it's grade A Angus beef. The thing is that they don't want it, okay? So the reason why I say that is because somebody sent this screenshot right here in the free 4D Discord server where people get feedback on their outreaches, and he said, hey, what can I say to make this guy my client? The thing is that this dude ain't never gonna be your client, at least not in the near future. So what I would do in this situation is leave him alone, probably for at least a month. Leave him alone and then come back in a month and say, hey, how's that email marketing thing that you're doing going? The reason why is because you could be spending the exact same time you're using to reach out to this dude who has no interest in what you have. You can spend that time on reaching out to people who do actually want what you have. There are tons of people out there who are like, man, I could really go for a burger right now, but I don't know where I should go. I don't know which burger is best. I don't know what to do. Those are the people that you need to be outreaching to because they're actually looking for what you have to offer. Now, for another example, you can see he reaches out and says, hey, just want to say that your art is awesome. And then he says, thanks so much. Appreciate it. He says, yeah, anytime. Also, what day of the week does your email newsletter roll in? Because I subscribed. And then he says, really sorry, we haven't kicked off our weekly emails just yet, but keep an eye out for our page when we announce when we do. Again, so there are people like this who are just about to set up an email list or are setting up an email list or already have an email list that isn't working for them as well as they'd like to. And these are the people where you can keep messaging them and actually get them on calls. Now I want to actually show you guys my outreaches that I've done in the past and exactly how they've been able to get me clients. So as we can see here, I send a compliment, all right? Now, as you can see, this compliment is not just one teeny tiny little compliment. It is a specific compliment, okay, that is 2 to 3 sentences long. You don't want to just send them a compliment of, hey, bro, I like your Instagram, because that's generic, that's corny, and it takes no work, okay? They're not going to reply to it. So what I say is, hey, man, I wanted to reach out to you to show you my appreciation. It's not every day that you see a brother like you killing it in the game the way that you are, providing so much value. I've been going through your page and soaking up all the real estate knowledge I can, and I also got your ebook. As you can see, extremely specific. If you want to know if your thing is specific enough or not, all you need to do is ask yourself, would this message work for literally anybody else? Okay, so if I copy and pasted this message to somebody else who wasn't in real estate or didn't have an ebook, it wouldn't make any sense. That's exactly how you know it is good enough to send. So then he says, thank you so much. Are you a real estate investor yourself? Then I sent him a voice note. In the voice note, I essentially said, no, I'm not a real estate investor, but I like learning about real estate. And then he said, cool, real estate is really awesome, essentially. And then, as you can see here, I let it marinate, and then I sent him a video intro DM. He says, I'm already doing something similar to that, but I'm always looking for better quality. Not sure if you can help with that, but we'll see. And I said, yeah, man, just going through your sales funnel, I have a couple ideas for some quick wins we could get. And then he says, that's what they all say until I hire them. And then I say, so as you can see, again, these guys are always going to be skeptical, so you can give them a little bit of risk reversal. And I said, could I ask you a few questions here? Or do you think it would be quicker to hop on a call sometime? And then I say, haha, yeah, man, like acknowledging his skepticism. I know what that's like. My work is results-based. If you don't win, then I don't win. And then he says, where are you located? I said, Canada. And then I sent him the link. We got on a call. I started working for him. And not only did I get him as a client, but he was working with a rather large team of other consultants and business owners and things like that. So I actually started working for him. I started working for another and 2 other agencies. Okay. So this one outreach actually led me to get over 3 clients in total. two of which were actually paying clients, and they were paying about 2 to 3K a month each of them. Okay. That's just from one outreach. And of course, I have other outreaches here to show you guys as well. So I say, hey, I just wanted to reach out to show my appreciation for the content. A lot of real estate and wealth gems. Keep up the great work. Okay, so that was my compliment. And then he says, thanks, man. How much do you charge to make some email copy sequences? So just like that, boom, he's asking about my copywriting. The reason why is because he went and actually looked at my page. And this is another point that I need to bring up to you guys, is that if you have your profile set up, this will be 25 times easier, okay? I had testimonials, I had case studies, I had posts showing what I know, I had reels, I had all of this content, which proves to this dude that I'm a high-level copywriter, which is why he wanted to work with me when all I had to do was just send him a compliment message. Then I said, well, it's highly dependent on the project, really. Is email marketing something you're looking to outsource? He says, yeah, I have a couple of events coming to go together. And of course, I'm going to put together a couple of things that I need for it also. And I said, all right, would you be open to hopping on to schedule a quick call? And then I sent him my link, got on a quick call, and I knocked out all these emails for him very quickly. And boom, happy relationship just like that. Another client closed. Now, here's exactly how I actually set up my Instagram for success. I have a whole video on my YouTube channel. That is exactly what it looks like. And then here's my Instagram focused outreach. So I show you how to actually prospect on Instagram, set up your Instagram, and more in this video. So those are two videos you want to watch if you're looking to get a lot of clients from Instagram. Okay, so I believe I have one more example here where, again, I sent him a compliment, and then he says, our team helps everyone. Then I sent him the video intro DM, and he says, hey, Tyson, we actually have a job application for a copywriter open right now. Could you please send your info to this website? And he says, thanks. Again, I wanted to show this one to you just to prove without a shadow of a doubt, there's so much opportunity out there, okay? There's so much opportunity out there. This specific opportunity, they were looking for a copywriter who was working for them full time. So essentially they wanted to pay like $60K a year to have this copywriter. $60K a year comes out to about $5,000 a month. And that's great. You know, $5,000 a month is great for most people. Me personally, at this point in my career, I was looking for, freelance clients, right? I was looking for people that I could just do emails with, get it over with quickly, and that's it. Now, I actually ended up giving this opportunities to another copywriter that I knew, and he got in and he got it, and he was making $5K a month with these guys, just working for them full time. And hey, man, if that's what you want to do, then again, that is another option that you can go for. Me personally, I wanted to scale. I wanted to get more of the 2 and 3K a month clients so that I could juggle around 3 to 4 of them every single month. Okay. So again, more than enough opportunity out there for you guys. And of course, now you guys know exactly how I actually get clients from start to finish. So get out there and get your first or next copywriting client. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. And of course, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.